Hi, my name is William Duplessie. I am an expert in cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology and trading. These types of things. I have been involved in markets in general since I was 11 years old when I began trading. I started trading cryptocurrencies in 2014, and I have been looking at the space since 2012. I didn't dip my toe in until 2013, but I've been here for a while, and I love this space, and every day there's something really new and cool happening. In this video, I'm going to chat with you guys a little bit about ICOs. I'm sure you've heard the word ICO and you wonder what the hell an ICO is. I'm going to explain that to you. I'm going to talk a little bit about where the ICO market is going, or I think the ICO market is going. And I have been a part of one ICO so far as a member of the team at Science Blockchain. It was the second security token. Blockchain Capital did the first one, and Science Blockchain just ICO'd an incubator with a security token, raised $13 million, and they are planning on building out companies in the space and doing some cool stuff. Personally, I was involved with Science Blockchain from the beginning, from inception. I built their trading desk with the ground up until I left to go work with Brock Pierce and Scott Walker at DNA, the new venture I'm at. So I was a very integral part of that team, and I was there for every part of the ICO process. So I learned a lot through that. And I saw it firsthand, so I can share some of my knowledge with you guys, and I'd love to do that because I know a lot of people don't understand what's going on, and that's a bad feeling. So an ICO is an initial coin offering. So basically, initial coin offering, a good way to think about it, is just a crowd sale. You're buying pieces of an ecosystem, really, is how it started out. The reason ICOs are cool, in my opinion, and I think where this market is going for ICOs, is more legitimate offerings where the actual benefits of an ICO are used. So if you think about a traditional venture investment as an LP, you are going to have terms, right? So I'm an LP, I got a bag of money, and I want to invest in this company, right? I'll have terms, right? My money might be locked up for 9 years. I'm fucked. I don't know if I can say that, right? Okay. I'm not in a good place. My money's going to be locked up for a long time. And if I want to access my money, for example, if the world economy goes up in flames and I need cash to pay my bills, I'm out of luck. And it's not good. What happens here in the ICO market, this is why I think it's really cool, is you have your traditional guy here, once again. He's got a bag of money, and he wants to invest in the company. Same situation. The difference here is, since he's doing this through an ICO or possibly a security token, because I think that this could be where the industry is going. So these are little coins. It's his investment method. Now that he's done this, he has an opportunity, because right now in this market we have an emergence in exchanges that are going to begin only offering security tokens, such as an exchange being launched by Overstock.com called T0. So this investor now, if he wants liquidity 6 months, a year out, whatever his lockup period was in the ICO, because we still have lockup periods in ICOs, he can go over to T0 with these tokens, and he can load them onto the platform. So now his tokens are here on T0. Now, we have investor B, who didn't have access to this deal 2 years ago. Whether he didn't have the money, who knows? He didn't have access to the deal. He wants exposure to the deal. Investor B can now go on T0. Investor A and Investor B don't know each other. Investor B can go on T0 and he can buy Investor A's stake. And this is all done over the internet without meeting. So that is the real cool thing about ICOs. It enables people to unlock capital that otherwise would have been locked up. That's what I think is a real cool thing about ICOs. And also you have these huge crowd sales that have happened, which are really cool, where people who have been able to get involved on a very small scale, whatever it be, $500 or $1,000 in the beginning, and put money in. And you know, a lot of those people have been very successful and are very happy today. But the market is changing every single day. Now, you know, ICOs in the beginning, you know, you'd have a whole crowd of people, you know, who want to put their money in, and they all shoot their money into one Ethereum address. Put a 0x there for our hex. And they're all shooting their money there, and then they all raise a ton of money, whatever that is, 100 million bucks, we'll say. It's not really like that anymore, and you don't have these big crowd sales. A lot of these guys who got into this early on and were just throwing their money in have now become sophisticated. This is a new thing that's just kind of come out. They're now a sophisticated ICO investor. So these types of guys, now that they've emerged, are now looking at deals that look more like this, like I showed you with my factory graphic. They're looking at the more legitimate deals, and they're not as much trying to throw money into a crowd sale. They've gotten wise, and they've become smart investors over time through losing money, in my opinion, probably, because as far as I know, in my experience in life and in trading, etc., I have really never learned anything from money I have won in the market. All of my biggest lessons have come from money I have lost in the market, and I'm very grateful for every dollar I've lost for that reason. So these guys are sophisticated, and their structure is different. So now it's no longer a crowd sale. Now these guys want to get in on a pre-sale, and there'll be a small crowd sale. So the pre-sale, now it's gone back to more of a traditional raising type of model where you're going out and pitching to large investors who are sophisticated. And these guys get in, they say, hey, here's $1 million, right? I'm in on the pre-sale. Thank you very much. I'm the company here, and that's awesome for me. So, you know, here's the cash. Token, $1 million. These guys have all that, and then you do a short crowd sale for like a day. One day, this will happen for one day, and it'll be not really, you know, as big as it used to be. But then again, there are models that are beating this. For example, a week or so ago, you had a company called BitClave, and they raised tens of millions of dollars in a matter of seconds at a crowd sale. So that model still exists. Nobody really knows where this market's going. I just wanted to represent to you guys interesting trends I've seen and how I feel things are going to happen. You know, because now, as this market matures, we have bigger players wanting to get involved. You know, people at banks and large investors, institutional players. So, for example, I saw a deal a little while ago, and you know, it's a $50 million deal. It would be a security token, but you could have one large financial institution, one big bank, come in and underwrite the whole deal. So, you know, I think we're going to see situations like this coming on, and the ICO market is just beginning. My advice for people getting involved, trying to invest in ICOs early on is what I would do, and that would be to only risk what I could afford to lose, and to be very careful because there's a lot of players out there that aren't very legitimate and a lot of projects that aren't good. It's kind of an early market, but there are a lot of great projects out there and a lot of great people. So it just takes a lot of education, educating yourself, surrounding yourself with the right people, and watching the right content, reading the right content, unbiased content, so that you can understand the market best. And you don't lose money because, there's a lot of bad players in this industry right now as far as an ICO. The good players police themselves, but, the market is still maturing. Any market that is maturing, there's going to be some things where people lose money and things are a little bit, I guess the word would be, it's just the beginning. So things are just simple, and there's people out there that aren't doing the right thing. But if you can look into the right projects and you do a lot of reading and research, you can get involved. Just be very careful. And as far as I'm concerned, if you're just a beginner and you're just getting involved in this market, stick to reading. And if you want to get involved, maybe check out Bitcoin or one of the larger currencies that's been there for a long time, and you can just risk a small amount that you can afford to lose, as I said, and just make it a little risk-free situation for yourself so you can sleep at night. That's my best advice. But that's really all I got for you guys today on ICOs. I can talk about this later on at another topic if people have questions, but that's kind of just like a broad overview of what's going on now, how I feel it's going to play out, and I'm happy I could share it with you guys. Thank you.
Okay, sounds good. Do you want to include like resources that people should read?
Yeah, love to. You want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so now we also have, since I've described the market and how it's kind of played out, we have people who are coming in and they're trying to help the investment community look at these projects and understand them and rate them, so people understand the danger they're getting into, and so that there's kind of a rating system that exists. A lot of the internal companies that I've worked with, they have internal rating systems and spreadsheets and things like this, but there's nothing really available to the general public yet. There's a lot of people who are working on that right now. One of those projects actually is one of the second companies that Science Blockchain, the incubator that I was on the founding team of, is ICO Watchdog. So ICO Watchdog is going to do just that. And rate ICOs and create a platform. So there's a lot of transparency. And additionally, like a lot of the good reading you will find on crypto will be in there's Telegram groups out there. So download Telegram, check it out. There's all kinds of weird little channels you can get involved in. So download Telegram and search crypto Telegram channels. This is how I get a lot of my news, and I actually prefer it this way because then I get push notifications to my phone from all the news channels I'm in, and I can kind of pick and choose the news I want to read since there's so much coming out nowadays. So just download Telegram, and then get into some crypto Telegram channels, the news ones, and the nice guys who are running those push out news all the time from the vast space that exists on the internet. There's a lot of information out there, so that's how I really like getting my news. Obviously there's CoinDesk and Cointelegraph and other big places you can get your news, but crypto Telegram channels, watching videos like this, listening to guys like me, people who are leaders in the industry, and who are going to share with you an unbiased, honest opinion on how this market looks and what's going on. You want to hear it from people who have good intentions for you. So, that's kind of my view on how you should read the news here. And thanks again, guys.